what it's telling me. That's what it's telling me.
Well, where's your background at?
Cannon's using the office. He's with me for like 2 or 3 weeks, so he works night shift, so he's using the office and having all the phone calls and stuff.
Yep, we're ready. All right, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you may find yourself as you listen to this, and welcome to an emergency session of It's a Black and White Thing. I am your host, A1. I also go by Carlos. You can also call me Dan. You can find every episode of It's a Black and White Thing by going to the podcast app of your choice, whether that be Google, Apple, Pocket, I think it's Pocket Cast, Spotify, whatever. But please go to iTunes. If you are an Apple Podcast subscriber, please go to iTunes and give us 5 stars and a review. That helps push the podcast in front of more people. We would greatly appreciate it. We're also live right now on YouTube. If you go to YouTube, search for Brains and Bars, you will find not every episode of It's a Black and White Thing, but at least since the pandemic started, you'll find most new episodes of It's a Black and White Thing on YouTube. So just search Brains and Bars. I'm a little rusty. You can also follow us by going to social media, going to Twitter and Facebook, searching Brains and Bars. You can follow us there, more so on Twitter than on Facebook. But shout out to the people who continue to like the Facebook page. We appreciate you. We're well over 1,000 strong. And someone is even watching us right now from the Black and White Thing fan page. So salute to you. Thank you very much. And as always, when I'm not doing this show solo, I am joined by 2 hosts. The first one I introduced is one of the founding members of this podcast platform. It is Mr. A. Ward. A. Ward, how you doing, sir?
Blessed, man, blessed. This is the episode. This is the petting zoo episode. I'm in the kitchen because my office is occupied. I got dogs with squeaky toys, cats running around. Yeah, so just allow me to entertain you as I play fetch, and just hang out and talk sports. So, but I've been good, man. Just got back in town a couple days ago. Back to traveling a little bit, and I've been blessed, man. I'm doing well. Shout out to Norman making his first cameo on the episode. I've been good, man. And then, as you mentioned, a couple of different hosts. We got the brother Loso, the originator of today's meeting. So, as mentioned hours ago, A1 and I have been burnt out on talking about or even watching sports, and we don't care. And Loso lit a fuse underneath both of us by just commenting and saying we have to have an episode tonight. And
mandatory.
I appreciate that. Yeah, a mandatorian. So
I go by the name of Loso, man. Thank you so much, A. Ward. I've been waiting for this moment to get the just due praise and glory to my name. And but I'm here, man. Busy weekend as well. Back home, healthy, family's healthy, man. So I'm always grateful for that. But I am ready to dialogue with you guys, man. Let's do this.
Bet. So because everyone is rusty, I did not hear go to iamaward.com. All things A Ward, merch, battles, music, and also everythingloso.com for merch, music.
It's the new me, bro.
Do you have your battles listed? Like, do you have them links to your battles on your?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
You go to Everything Loso, you can find all that. At my YouTube, I have a special playlist for music, battles, interviews, all of the sorts, man. But it's not about me today.
Well, we're going to make it about you two for just a bit, right?
Thank you.
This weekend, you both were battling, right? A-Ward was in LA for King of the Dot, Grand Prix final, chain, belt match, title match. You were down in Atlanta for...
Ward had a real battle. I had like...
the tables are turned. Like 10 times a year, I have a nobody battle and you have a real battle. And for once, it's like, you know what, Loso, we don't got to worry about yours.
Ward had like a legit... I was so not worried and people were so not concerned about my battle that I probably only sparred with like 2 people going up into this event.
Was that called Welcome to the Pen?
It was. So they did, Bullpen always does their tryout tournament, maybe quarterly or I don't know, maybe yearly or something like that. But they started this new thing where they're doing different trials in different regions. The Yonkers tournament just ended not too long ago, and the winner of each tournament gets to choose a top bull. So obviously, Clone is battling somebody, Bad News is battling somebody, and the Yonkers winner actually chose Loso. He chose me out of all the bulls. He actually had the first choice, and so he chose me, and therefore they made this card, Welcome to the Pen, almost like an initiation. Think of it as them getting jumped into. What up, Roy? Think of it as them getting jumped in and whatnot. So, but yeah, that's what it was. Welcome to the Pen, and I battled a guy by the name of Philly Hayes.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. So, I mean, I guess we'll kind of Loso, since we're talking about it, I'll start with you. Like, just kind of recap how that event was. You know, how do you think the performance went, so on and so forth.
The event went dope, man. You know, it was the new guys, so it was 4 new guys out of the Yonkers tournament. I thought it went. Oh, I don't know if it went good because it depends. Like, if you're John, it didn't go too good because these are the new guys that you want in the pen, and they all did very bad. Not bad, but they all lost. Actually, no, I'm sorry. There was one guy. You're good. One guy by the name of Tied Up. He was actually really, really good. He was really good. And as far as everybody else, they pretty much lost convincingly. If not, it was a body. But like I said, so it depends. If you're John, you're looking at it like, man, you know, those are my new guys, and I can't really like enjoy it too much. But then on top of that, you know, you had your bulls who did what they're supposed to do. And so it was dope. It streamed on Caffeine. Not only did it stream on Bullpen's Caffeine, but URL was kind enough to actually stream it on their page. Right. So if you were subscribed to URL's Caffeine's notifications, you actually end up watching the battle as well. And so it happened the same day as the super fight card. Yeah. But it aired Sunday night. So it was dope, man. Good time.
That's what's up. I missed it. Like, I got on late and then I saw that you had tweeted out, you know, maybe an hour after premiere, like, my battle's up now. And I'm like, dang.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I tried to stick around. I think I saw, I don't know who Alias was battling. I didn't catch who he was battling, but
that whoever Alias was battling, if you saw a clip of that guy actually impressed me.
Yeah, he had a rebuttal that was like real.
He had 2 crazy ones out the gate.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's what's up. So Ward, let's talk about your weekend in LA, Grand Prix final. I had you muted, so go ahead, unmute yourself. Wait, am I the only one? Do I need to unmute? Let me see. Hold on.
I'm good.
All right.
Now, so I thought that I thought if I click this, you can still hear me, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this thing don't work. So that's my bad. My apologies. But no, LA was great, man. It was great. Event was 5 for 5. Can't complain. It went well. It went fast. That's always good as a battle rapper. You get there 11:30 noon, something like that, and you're done by 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. So didn't take up, the whole day. The venue was dope, warehouse type venue. Real cool spot. But yeah, we had 5 battles, 2 title matches, the world title and then the King of the Dot title. Both matches super crazy. Good to just get it kind of underway. I hadn't been on King of the Dot in 14 months. Start off 2021 with a judged win. That was also dope. To get the unanimous win. Me and Nestle really put on. We went first. There's some pros and cons of going first. The building was definitely not full hardly at all yet. So it's kind of like more of your small room type battle than what you're seeing on like URL with very like little reaction outside of maybe the few 8 or 10 people within earshot. And then I think you'll notice that when you got to the world title matches, there's a lot of people around, a lot of people, behind the cameras and stuff, and you're getting more of the battlefield. So, but no, it was dope, man. It was dope. Good to have Cannon and Vince, my guys, out there with me in Kansas City, and glad to be back though. California's on shutdown. I will say this, man. It's just, A1. Have you ever had like a family member that you hadn't seen in forever, right? Yeah. And like next thing you know, like they just hit you. They're like, "Yo, I'm in Kansas City" or whatever, and you're just like, oh, that's crazy. I would love to see you. You know, that'd be dope if we could link up. And they're just like, you know what? I'm in Kansas City for a different reason, and I probably just can't come see you. But I just wanted to let you know I was here.
Yeah,
that's kind of how I felt about Loso being in LA on Sunday.
Yo, I thought this whole time you were talking about Cannon, bro. I was
Nope.
like, yo, Cannon is a jerk, bro.
No, that's just kind of how I felt about Loso being in LA. You know, he's like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna be there in time for your whole battle. Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, Ward.
But I wasn't supposed to be there for his battle. I told Ward, I was like, yo, Ward, yeah, I go to LA, and Ward was like, yo, I battled that day. And I was like, oh, snap. All right, yo, maybe we can make something happen. But
yeah. So, you know, it is what it is, man. It is. But yeah, it was a good weekend. Good weekend. Got another one in 3 weeks. So about to start writing for it.
That's what's up. Riggs on
Clones League, Wartown Battle Leagues, the War of Words. So
that's what's up. Shout out to Clone. Dope battle with Mac Myron.
Indeed.
All right, cool. So let's go ahead and jump into it, man. So if you're new to the show, we start every show with what I have learned for the week. And you know, actually learned something was interesting to me. I watched a movie on Amazon Prime called Sylvie's Love. It stars Tessa Thompson. She was in Creed. She's a love interest in Creed. She was in Thor. I forget the name of her character in Thor. I can't think of the other movie that was kind of her breakout role. But anyway, you should know who that is. So I watched a movie called Sylvie's Love. Tessa Thompson is one of the main characters. The other main character was Nnamdi Asomugha.
Really?
Former All-Pro cornerback, played with, I believe, the Raiders,
Patriots,
San Francisco. And he produced this movie, and he also starred in it, and he was not bad. He's also the husband of, I can only think of her TV name, Olivia Pope, Kerry Washington of Scandal fame. You know, acting, you know, it's not necessarily, maybe not in his genes naturally, but through marriage, right? He's been in the acting world. And so for me, it was my first time watching him on the movie screen, and he was not bad. I'm actually intrigued to see him do some more movies and some more roles. So that was what I learned this week. If you learned anything, you can hit us up by going to @BrainsandBars. Go to @BrainsandBars on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I forgot to mention Instagram. And you can tell us what you learned for the week. Also, if you're live with us, you can let us know throughout the show anything that you learned that you might have found interesting, and we can talk about it. So, with that being said, we'll jump into the next part. Ward, what are you looking forward to this week?
Yeah, I do have a similar story. Shout out to Henry. What's up? Get him
a new one.
Yep. Yeah, don't worry about it. You know my life. I do have a similar story though about the Nnamdi Asomugha thing. There was a linebacker that played for the Chiefs. Did you know this? That he ended up being the stunt double for The Rock in movies. He got cut by the Chiefs.
Nah.
Yeah. I need to figure out what his name was, man. He used to come to the barbershop that we were. Is Magua, Ray Magua or whatever? Is that his name? Or it wasn't there like a let's see, linebacker, stunt double, The Rock. Jeez, I'm trying to find.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I got me looking.
Here we go. Former. Let's see. Yeah, Josh Maga.
Oh yeah, he went to USC, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So apparently he's playing for the Chiefs. You know, he got his haircut at the same spot that I was getting my haircut, so I'd see him down there all the time. And his barber was like, I was asked his barber, I was like, you still cut Josh's hair? And he's like, yeah, you know the story behind him. I'm like, yo, what's the and he's like, yeah, you know, he got cut by the Chiefs. He was still living in Kansas City. He's like, his agent from football was like, yo, I got hit up about some kind of acting gig for you or whatever like that. It's something you'd be interested in. And he was like, yeah. And he's like, well, they want to fly you to like Japan, something crazy like that. And he's like, he thought it was like some kind of hoax, you know, some kind of random email or whatever. But for some reason, they got it legit. He had no clue what he was going to do. And he gets there, and next thing you know, they got him stunt doubling for The Rock in one of the movies or whatever. So it was kind of crazy. But
It's in Nevada, by the way, not USC.
Nevada. Okay, cool. But yeah, looking forward to this week, man. Well, I mean, we what we're talking about this evening is going to be something I'm definitely looking forward to this week with the trade news from James Harden going to the Nets. Usually when players get traded, I mean, probably within a week they start playing, you know, for the team. So definitely look forward to that. Looking forward to this weekend. What we're also going to be talking about, obviously, NFL playoffs. We're done with Wild Card Weekend. Should be some really good games this weekend. And what I'm not looking forward to this week is today. It's like 60 degrees, nice outside in Kansas City, and it's supposed to snow Friday. So, so the call for snow Friday. So that's what I'm not looking forward to this week. And also, what I'm looking forward to this week is I just got my own batch of jalapeno cornbread from Jack Stack, and I will be eating it in the entire amount tonight. So not in milk. So for y'all that know that I put my cornbread in milk and I eat it out of the milk, the glass, this is not the kind of cornbread I would do that with, but it's fire.
That's what's up. Loso, what you looking forward to, man?
I think this week, just the playoffs. Obviously the news for James Harden, like Ward said, and then in Tampa, this is just like the biggest. This is the biggest news. I mean, this is the biggest week of Tampa's football fandom that we've had since 2007, bro. So that's a long time. But we knew this is why you bring Brady in. This is why you bring the greatest quarterback of all time into your city to see.
Wait, Peyton Manning's in Tampa? Wait, sorry, I was talking to Kenny.
Yeah, no, he's not there, bro. But
okay.
This is why you bring Tom Brady into Tampa Bay. You know what I'm saying? Because to get you over that hump. But we'll talk about that more. But yeah, so looking forward to that. And then I think that's it, man. That is it on my end.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yo, let us know what you're looking forward to. Hit us up. Facebook, YouTube, if you're on live with us. Instagram, Twitter, @Brains and Bars. Let us know what you're looking forward to this week. And so let's go ahead and jump into it. Where do y'all want to start? What do y'all want to see? Y'all want to start with the breaking news of the day? Y'all want to start into get battle rap out of the way? What do you want to do?
It's Slow Show, man. Slow Show.
You
know just tell us what we need to do, man.
I feel like we need to start breaking news, but I also feel like, let's just get this battle rap stuff out the way, bro.
I agree.
Bet. I am with you on that. So this weekend, is it this weekend? Or it's 2 weeks, right? It's 2 weeks. No, it's 23rd. 23rd. So not this weekend, but next weekend, URL second event. I think the volume series has kind of reached that stage where it's one of the signature events for URL, right? So that goes down on the 23rd. And we'll just start from the bottom as they have it listed on the card from the bottom to the top. So this was the first battle that was introduced. Or this is the last battle that was introduced, and on the card, at least for now, it's on the very bottom, right? We don't know.
And ironically enough, probably maybe the biggest announcement on that card.
Yes,
right?
Yes, New Jersey Twerk versus Jada Nightwing, which is the last announcement for the card. I think this is Twerk's return. People are obviously excited, except for one person. Who is not excited. So I wish we had the LOM.
Hello. Good job, bro.
Yikes. But he's not excited for at least one person.
Okay. More pissed off that I seen this guy tweet talking about he earned my respect because he wasn't scared to battle me or something like that. Did you see that retweet?
Mm-hmm. I did see the tweet.
I about retweeted that mug. Guess who else isn't scared to battle you, bum? Yeah. Nobody's talking. Yeah,
but I think he was more taking shots at like
some of the old guys, some of the other guys. Yeah, I know he's taking shots.
I think he's mainly for Rock, who decided to take Verb.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're Rock, let's be honest. You're probably gonna take Verb over New Jersey Twerk's return. Like, if Rock's got to pick between that and maybe giving somebody a shot or something, I get it, but.
Yeah,
I think it should have been Rock and Chilla, because I think that would have been, I know that they had talked about that a few months ago. There's blogs out, and I think Rock decided.
You think that's better
that.
than? We'll get to that.
It's a better battle than Rock and Verb.
How about Chilla and Shine though? I like that.
Yeah, I do like that, but I'm just kind of like I don't know. I'm cool with not seeing Shine after the Pat Stay battle.
All right, go ahead. Jada Nightwing and Twerk.
Yeah.
Ward.
So
Okay,
to
not
make
Ward,
sure
yeah.
that we keep tweets in context. Yeah, he did. He said of Jay, he's just not afraid. He's earned my respect already. Is the tweet in its totality. So, Loso, we'll start with you. Your thoughts, predictions.
Yeah.
Twerk
So,
versus, Jay.
man, I don't take it like what he said. I mean, obviously he's writing that in a space of like we said, right? Rock could have took him. He wanted Hitman, he wanted Daylight, and he was looking from a business aspect. And so I guess everybody is looking at it like Jada Nightwing makes some kind of mistake by taking Twerk, but I don't think that. Honestly, don't get me wrong. It is set up for Twerk to come back and quote unquote get a easy win, right? Like he has all the he has all the momentum, right? He has he has like this, yeah, he has this like this storyline of redemption that is behind his career right now. And then you give him 4 names to flip, right? He's one of the greatest battlers to come think outside the box with that stuff, right? Jay Knight, Wayne. Oh no, Jay tonight. Oh,
Yeah,
just Jay
Mad
Knight. Like 3.
Mad King, Jay,
King, right?
Mad King,
So-
Jay, Nightwing. There's 5 of them joints.
So you give him stuff like that, and then it's a dope opponent. And so I do have, now I say all of that to say if I have to choose a winner, I think Twerk is going to come out victorious. His album is dropping that day. He can't afford to lose. However, though, let's go and put this in context. He's going against somebody who is undefeated in caffeine. He's also undefeated on the app. Jada Nightwing is 10-0 on battle. And don't get me wrong, there's some battles on that channel where he's choked. He's literally choked and lost. And so that's why he told Saga, he was like, bro, you're choking and losing battles. I can't relate. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it's very rare for him. And so Twerk is going against not somebody that people hate, but somebody that the fans just love. And so I think Jada Nightwing knows, like, yo, if I could take out Twerk on his return, this would be huge. I'm curious to see what Jay does. He likes to, like, do different things and try different things. We know what Twerk's gonna do, and I'm assuming that he's gonna want to be prepped for this battle, so he's not going to choke. So I would lean, aside from everything else, I'm leaning towards Twerk to win this battle because I just think that he needs it more than Jada Nightwing.
I'll say this much, like it's as long as Jada Nightwing doesn't choke, it's just a win-win for him because like the way the narrative is put is like that everybody's scared or whatever. So no matter what, fans are gonna give props to Jay for taking the battle, and everybody thinks that nobody can beat Twerk on his return because Tay Rock does blogs and says, oh, when whoever battles him first is gonna get smoked. You know what I mean? So like the narrative
did that.
Yeah, he literally said that. Yeah.
Yo, and Ward, sorry to interrupt, bro. Me personally, as a competitive battler, I hate that. I don't. There's never been a time. I mean, granted, I've never battled anyone on their return or whatnot, but like even when people were like Rum Nitty's return versus Don Marino, I didn't look at that as a return. Like I was just like, okay, he missed an event.
He's like 2 months.
Yeah, like to me, that's not a return. And so like my thing is like, yeah, Don, go in there and try to do your thing. You know what, Jay, go in there and do what you do. Like I just hate that, especially now that there's no fans. I don't know if there's a return factor with no fans though. But go ahead.
Right. Yeah, no. Man. So I'm just saying, like, as long as he goes and gives 3 complete rounds, you know what I mean? I mean, we both know that the performance side and just the moment side or whatever, people are gonna be fire emoji and and Twerk stuff, over and over and over. So I think it was a smart for Jay because one, I think that the other rookies are kind of leaving Jay behind a little bit. When you look at like Easy, Real Sick, Kid Chaos,
that's true.
And Jay is kind of falling back. I mean, he obviously had the battle with Saga, but this was a good move for him to say, yeah, but guess who's battling Twerk? Guess who's got Twerk's return or whatever to kind of keep him back in the talks with these other guys about the place that they get and everything. So
on volume 7.
All volume 7, yeah, on caffeine, So yeah, I think that's dope. And like, it's another thing is like Real Sick and Arsenal, to my knowledge, were supposed to be booked for that card, And I don't know if Real Sick has done a volume or he has done a caffeine. Has he even done outside of the tournament?
Him and Chaos was like a special.
It was
But
like
that
one-off.
was tournament. That's tournament.
That was tournament, right?
That's tournament contracted. You're supposed to do a one-off, similar to me, Ryder. I mean, Real Sick. Nah, you're right, bro. I don't think he's done because Chilla was a.
Yeah, he was. It was rookies versus vets. Yeah, so maybe it's Jay kind of putting his foot down and saying he has the marketability to get this kind of stuff done. But I got New Jersey Twerk winning. We're talking about two guys who've struggled with chokes their whole entire career. Jay's recently fixed some of that or whatever. What I do hope is that neither one of them, for the sake of battle rap, end up choking. And I hope it's a really good battle. I hope it does a lot for Jay, and I hope it.
Yo, is it safe to say that this battle is the most
anticipated
out of the whole? I mean, I don't know, disrespect to but I mean, I don't know. I think me personally, I feel more excited to watch that battle than I do the main event.
Well, no, see, to me, it would be that or Bdot and Sug, personally.
See, I don't know, bro. I'm not.
I think they've built up. I think they've built up something online, at least enough to make me want to tune into that to see if Sug ups, his performance, his round length, his everything to back up all the trash he's been talking. So,
yeah,
interesting. So here's what I want to know. I want to know when this battle takes place, will the other battlers be allowed in the room? That's what I want to know. Because if that's the case, granted, I got Twerk winning. I don't think it's going to be a body or even a gentleman's 30 or anything like that. But I would wonder, and granted, I don't know how many battles Jay has or how many battles he's been where it's like a true road environment where everything the other person says, people are going insane. But if you have other battlers in the room, Twerk's return, and he starts getting into that pocket that he normally gets in, and he's starting to spaz for 8, 16, 24 bars, and every punch is getting a reaction from the battlers, and we can hear it at home, and it probably sounds even louder inside the studio, wherever they're at. Like, I wonder how that will affect Jay. Because again, I don't know the totality of his career. I don't know how many true road games he's been in or been in places where everyone's going crazy for one guy and he's not really getting that type of, maybe the EK battle, but that was still West Coast, right? I think there was a lot of love for both in that particular battle. So I don't know. I
bet he wishes that he saved that Thanos bar.
Yeah,
but he still has it strapped in though, right? Because he had it strapped in. He was called time on, I think, against Fonz. So he had it strapped in. He was getting ready to get into it. And he never got to use it. So I'll be curious to see if he's going to bring that material back for this battle. But I got Twerk, but I think Jay will be entertaining. I think Jay will be good. And like you said, I think it will do wonders. It'll be a great start to his 2021 and just a really good notch on his resume.
I do think though that with that no crowd, and I don't know, some in this last event I couldn't hear crowd reaction. I don't know if there was, and it was just far back.
Everybody they made everyone leave the venue.
Yeah, because I watched that T-Top and Easy to Block Captain, and even though I'm not crazy about just direct street, not metaphor type stuff, the way that they were able to just sweat like crazy and rap directly through 4-minute rounds without they literally were just on each other just rapping. There's no waiting on crowd reaction, haymaker hits or whatever. It's just content.
Nothing.
Yeah, and so Twerk, we know his struggles with landing haymakers and then trying to memorize the next bar or not having that crowd reaction.
That's in Jay's favor.
Yeah, that's super in Jay's favor, is because Twerk relies on that stuff without writing transition statements and having that validation or whatever. So it could be very difficult for him. So we'll see though.
We'll see.
That's interesting. I wonder with the layoff, with the time off, I wonder, you talked about not having transition, if Twerk is maybe
he doesn't seem like the kind of person to me, I think he'll be more prepared than he was previous, but he doesn't seem like the kind of person that's 2 weeks before this battle, I'm going to be locked in, I'm going to have all 3 rounds done. I still think he's probably, writing, a second round right now.
Yeah, Bdot told me, was like, bro, Twerk had 2 rounds for me. And I was like, no, he didn't. I don't care if that's what he told you.
Hilarious. All right, cool. Speaking of Bdot, that's a smooth transition. Let's jump into the next battle on the card. Bdot versus Shotgun Sug. I mean, I'll be quick. I think Bdot was I think he was down on himself for, I don't know if you want to call it a choke or just a lapse in his memory in the battle versus Chilla, and he was disappointed in his performance. And I've already seen kind of the narrative or people saying, yo, Bdot has, he messed up and now he's looking for blood. And so his next opponent is going to have to watch out. And he's got Shug. Shug, we haven't seen. Did he battle Jay? Rookies versus vets?
And lost.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't seen him since Rookie versus vets. And so
he battled Brooklyn Hands.
Oh, that's right. Was that Born Legacy?
What was that, 11 or something like that?
10 or 11. I get it confused. So yeah. That battle just happened, which I have not checked out, which I need to watch. So I think Shug but he's wanted he's wanted a Bdot, right? He's wanted to battle Aver. He's wanted more pin heavy, more lyrical guys. And so this is an uphill battle for him, but I got Bdot.
Bdot. And that's my thing, A1. It's like, I don't even know if he wants those battles. I think what he wants is opportunities because he's not getting them. And he's been dropping the ball at the smaller. So obviously he says, well, the reason I'm not performing against the Jada Nightwings and stuff like that is because he's not motivated. So he's like, give me battlers like A-Ward and Bdot and Aver and stuff like that, right? But it's like, no, bro, like you're just looking for, like, you don't have too many big battles right now, and so you're looking to do that. And so the Bdot battle comes obviously he's been calling out Bdot, and if Bdot would have beaten Chilla Jones, he wouldn't have entertained this Shotgun Sug battle. On top of that, I think Bdot, not only is the narrative out there like, oh, he's down on himself or whatnot, but Bdot's like, hey, you know what, let me go ahead and get a opponent that I can kind of like show like how dangerous I am by just getting a clear win. And that's how people view Shotgun Sug. That's how I would view Shotgun Sug if I were to battle him. And so I think this battle is going to be exactly what it is. I know Ward said that he's actually interested because of the back and forths. I'm not, because I've seen it too many times. But Sug does a great job at selling his fights with everybody. I mean, you see him go back and forth with Danny Myers. You see him go back and forth. This is just on Twitter. You see him go back and forth with trying to get Verb or whoever it is. And it's like, all right, Shug, but we know what we're gonna get. We know exactly what you're gonna do, and we know exactly what's going to happen when you get in that ring. And me personally, bro, I'm just not excited for it. I mean, it's dope to see Bdot because I think he's always putting together great material. So that is what it is. But I'm not excited, and I got Bdot winning clear.
Waters on you.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing the battle. I think that this battle is important for Shotgun Sug for some of the reasons that Loso mentioned. Is that he's tired of battling these dudes that, the Nuns and the Jay the Nightwings and the Brooklyn Hands or whatever, and going in here and putting on a solid performance against a Bdot, even in a loss, I think could kind of change the narrative as to what Shug has been lately and what he could possibly be for the future. So I'm hoping that we're going to see a much better Shug. One thing I will say is, like, I think that we've noticed in the last year is Scott's been more active than he's ever been in battle rap, So you're looking at, he was on Town Business against Oops. He battled, obviously, Saga. He battled Holmesy. He battled T-Top. Now he's battling Shug, right? So I think these are like 6 battles that he's probably had in the last, I would say, 18 months. Now, the idea of Bdot battling every 3 months is kind of foreign because he used to just always, practice. He took 6 months to prep for Danny Myers. That's why, you know what I mean? Like that's just the Bdot we knew. So I wonder if his high activity, with his Chilla Jones battle, if that finally got to him or exactly what it was, you know what I mean? So now coming off of the Chilla Jones battle and battling again fairly quickly, what is this, 2 months since the Chilla? I mean, maybe.
Yeah, because, what was that? Was that volume 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was no,
December 12th.
December 12th. So a little bit over a month.
Oh wow! So yeah, taking another. I don't know. I mean, Bdot's my guy. I've full confidence in his talent, but I just don't know how wired he is to battle. Five weeks after his last battle, and that's just not something. Now the
Well,
other
he's
thing
done.
is
Well, he has done that though. Like,
high profile battles.
remember he battled. There was one point in 1 month he battled Aver, me, and Emerson Kennedy.
Mm.
And he battled Averb on King of the Dot with the oxymoron joint. He
Right.
battled
So with that said,
bullpen. Then he battled EK for his URL debut.
yeah. So with that said, I mean his Averb performance was not
Yeah.
great to me. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So he obviously was incredible against you, and I think he was very good. His third round was very good against Emerson Kennedy.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm thinking is like, should Shug just sit and wait on the crowds to get back? Because if we see Shug like against Av, like jackhammer Shug on stage, you know what I mean? Like that's the kind of stuff that could beat Bdot.
Yeah.
That could swing rounds against Bdot. So I don't know if it was smart to go ahead and basically take this battle with Bdot in these small rooms. If you're Shotgun Shug, like if you're trying to make an impression, maybe you sit out, and you wait until the stage battles get back. But I got Bdot winning. I got Shug surprising us in one round, maybe even taking a round or whatever, or just having something to say about something. But I am excited to watch it. I'm rooting for Shug because I think that he is at a point in his career where there's like a turning point happening, and it might just be down from here forever. You know what I mean? Or he can make some moves and hopefully get some of the battles that he wants. So.
All right, cool. Let's jump to the next one on the card. This is the one I'm the most interested in. DNA versus Av. I mean, and it's in part because DNA has jumped into this no gun DNA bag. I feel like he's changed the way he's rapping just a little bit. I think he's just more scheming. There's the punches, and then he's like the very next bar kind of continues the theme. So I am interested. I enjoyed his battle versus Geechee Gotti. I thought it was a dope battle. I thought he performed very well. And Av made his return versus Fonz after a lengthy layoff, coming back from COVID and things of that nature, and people not necessarily wanting to take battles with him. And that was a dope battle. So I almost want to kind of go. Can I pick a tie?
Get one.
Nah, so I'm going to say this is my debatable. I'm not sure who's going to win, so I'm gonna tap out, say debatable. If I had to edge it, I'd probably edge it to Av.
Yeah, I think I'm a edge it towards DNA. I really do like this new DNA. And I think it started when he battled Vixen. It was a great DNA there. Then you saw his material versus Luke Castro. Really, really, really good. And then with Geechee Gotti, bro, he was talking and breaking Geechee Gotti down very, very well. I mean, granted, unfortunately, all the content that DNA gives you, and the only thing we remember is your new name is Gary, is like, that just sucks. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you just got to bite that bullet. But
are people really gonna flip Gary from now on?
Yeah,
though?
bro.
I mean,
I know for a fact
is it a
people are gonna do
brand
that.
new name flip? Like we go with that.
Yeah, bro. People gonna do that. And so,
Please
however,
don't do
though,
that.
I think it's gonna be a fire battle. And I'm looking forward to it. This was supposed to happen, a while back, and I got DNA edging the battle.
Cool. Yeah, DNA, like, bro, he's rapping more like a horseman than some of us, man. Like he's I'm just, but like, I did Friday, whatever the caffeine joint was with him, the Freestyle Friday or whatever. We had a long conversation about his style change, and I kind of was able to pick his brain on the change of everything. And I mean, he's one thing I don't think you notice in battle rap a lot is some people that as they grow as adults, it reflects in their artistry. You know what I mean? And so I know for a fact some of these guys have been battling 15 years, and some of them still talk about and do and glorify or they're the same person, and that might just be some kind of like, I'm not trying to be fake or whatever, but for a fact, like DNA, like, man, he just had a kid, I'm not sure if he's married or if he's engaged, but I know he has a significant other. He's got a stepson, he's got all kinds of stuff that he's like growing in life with. And as he's grown in life, that stuff is transitioning into his material, and that's dope to see. You know what I mean? And so I've really enjoyed it too. I didn't watch the Vixen battle, so I didn't notice like the change in that battle. It wasn't until the Lou Castro battle that I saw it, and I just was immediately like complimented him and was like, "Yo, this is crazy." And then I didn't see Geechee until the third round, and I saw his third round against Geechee, and I'm like, "Yo, this is super fire." You know what I mean? He could have some good conversations with Av. You know, he could definitely have some good conversations with Av. Av versus Fawns was a really, really good battle. If this was Av's, since we've been talking about return battles, if this was his return battle, I might be a little bit more worried for DNA. As a puncher, sometimes you're able to not be as direct and just stack up crazy punches or whatever. But since he's coming off of probably what is like maybe 4 weeks ago where he battled Fawns, I think DNA is probably more conditioned to battle quickly like that than Av. But yeah, so I got DNA with the slight edge as well. I think that I think it'll be a good battle. I think it possibly could be battle of the night. And I think that's a tribute. That's a testament to DNA and his material and how we're seeing that, you know, people are really excited for this new no gun bar DNA, aka Horseman DNA. You know, so maybe one day. You're muted still.
You're muted.
All right, next up on the list, Arsenal versus Danny Myers. I'm gonna take Arsenal.
I don't even smoke, and that's a smoke break.
That's disrespectful. I'm taking Arsenal because I think Arsenal knows that if he comes in messing around with Danny Myers is going to smoke him. And I feel like the last couple of times I've seen Arsenal, like he's been good. He's been locked
Really
in.
good.
He has been. I was joking. I will always watch Arsenal battles. I was joking.
But it's just gonna be a super disrespectful battle, bro.
Yeah,
These guys are just gonna be. These guys just say some of the most disrespectful things, and it's gonna be high energy, and it's just like, all right, let's get it over with.
Yeah, I'm gonna edge Arsenal. So I'll let y'all can jump in and give y'all thoughts on this one.
I think I'm gonna go the same way, man. I think Arsenal. I remember I talked to him after his Jerry West battle, and I just asked him. I said, "Yo, I feel like there's a new like motivation," and he told me he has some like new endeavors in his life that he has to perform very high, because of them, and so that he could kind of like make these things come to fruition or whatnot. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's like some new opportunities, and these battles are kind of like showcasing his talent or something like that. But you see that with the official battle. I thought in the official battle, he was phenomenal. And I actually picked that as the one battle that the Queens were going to win that week. But official battle was phenomenal. Jerry West, I thought he did really well. And then now for this Danny Myers battle, don't get me wrong, Danny Myers, to me, put on a great performance versus Drugs. And when you kind of, all right, let's see who does better at this volume. I'm gonna lean more towards Arsenal because he has more prep time, and I think he's gonna find a way to edge it out. So and also because of Danny Myers' wife, Arsenal's gonna find a way to get super disrespectful with that, bro. He's just gonna, and now don't get me wrong, Danny's gonna do the same thing. Danny's gonna do the same exact thing, but I'm just leaning towards Arsenal.
Let me say this before I throw it to you, Ward. I hope Danny does not bring back the who am I. I don't want him to bring it back this battle. Save that for a little bit longer. I thought that who am I segment in his third versus Drugs was fire. I thought it was super dope. And I know it got a lot of reaction, a lot of love online on social media. Don't bring it back, Danny. Just save that. Say that. I don't want you to overuse it and people get tired of it. But anyway, Ward, on you, Arsenal versus Danny.
Hater alert, hater alert, hater alert. I actually wasn't big on the who am I round. Like, everybody's talking about it. I'll tell you what I was big on. I was big on the rap ability and the rhyming of the who am I round. The context of the just who am I, like who am I? Right. I would have liked it more maybe if he would have done like individual drugs. Like, who am I? You need a tourniquet in a and then he's heroin. Who am I? Da-da-da-da-da, and then he's weed, or something like that. And then he brought it full circle. It was like, who am I? I'm drugs. And then like maybe applied it to drugs, maybe being a lot of different types of or something like that. I just didn't think it came full circle. To me, it was just like rapping really well. He was internal rhyme scheme and he kept yelling out, "Who am I?" And like, by this time we know you're drugs or whatever, but like, I didn't see how it applied necessarily to drugs per se. So I don't know, man. I'm being probably nitpicky from like an angle execution, but I think that when people watch Danny Myers, they're so used to back-to-back punches no matter what, since he went out of the box, which I most, definitely compliment that or whatever. They loved it or whatever. With that said, I do have Arsenal as well, Edge, and I think it comes down to Arsenal definitely could be more disrespectful. Arsenal has some angles that he could be extremely disrespectful on that people have like been disrespectful, but not Arsenal disrespectful on. And then Arsenal hasn't battled as recently as Danny Myers. And when Danny Myers gets in these battling every 2-week type joints, it doesn't work out. There's a reason why Danny Myers didn't battle drugs the next week after battling ill will. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure, there's reason. And so you see battles where he had franchise and then he had to fly to Oakland to battle pass and he does all this mad flex and stuff like that. When he gets back in this, back-to-back type joint, one battle suffers. And so since I didn't watch the first 2 rounds of the drugs battle, but since people say he did so well against drugs, I don't know, if he's able to kind of reproduce that against Arsenal. But, it is Danny Myers. He's a professional. He's very good. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does, but I got Ars 2-1.
All right, cool. The penultimate battle on this card, K-Shine versus Chilla Jones. Shout out to the dungeon. I'm going to go with Chilla. I think Chilla he went on a mission to prove a point in 2020, taking some of the biggest names, in my estimation, beating some of the biggest names in the culture. Especially some of those who were on hot streaks, people who were, doing very well. And so I got Chilla Jones beating K-Shine. And whoever wants to jump in.
This is the first opponent that I think K-Shine has encountered that's gonna do something other than just punch with him or kill him for 3 rounds. I mean, Paste could have been that person, but it just didn't. It didn't translate. It was just terrible. But Chilla's gonna be the first person to do that, and I think Chilla's gonna come out victorious as well. I think Chilla's gonna win the battle. I think everyone, obviously, not everyone, but the majority of people are gonna lean towards K-Shine because of quote unquote his amazing 4 or 5 year run, whatever he's on. And even arguably, hey, does K-Shine even lose rounds? But he's going to lose rounds this battle, and Chilla's gonna be able to come with some crazy punches, some crazy name flips, and he's going to do that while giving us angles about K-Shine. And I think that's gonna work, man. I think it's gonna work. I mean, K-Shine's gonna obviously tell Chilla what everybody tells Chilla: you're boring, right? And you're just now popping, and you've been here all this time. And that can work. I don't want to downplay it, like just because I know the angle, it may not be effective. I just think Chilla's gonna do it. Chilla needs this battle more than K-Shine does. And so we'll see.
Yeah, right now there's not many people that are going to beat Chilla in these small room type environments. Mm-hmm. And when you look at like Real Sick's material, like Real Sick rapped so freaking well. Like he angled Chilla. He did everything that you think that you could do against Chilla in a small room. You know what I mean? And still arguably lost. So with these small room settings, like Bdot was one that could have beaten Chilla because he raps so well and he angles so well. If you don't have those 2 attributes or whatever in these small room settings, like I don't see you beating Chilla. And that's why I think we saw Nitty and Twerk and Jerry West lose clearly to Chilla. And maybe even Geechee Gotti, I think Geechee Gotti lost clearly to Chilla. It's because in the one round that Geechee Gotti possibly won, what did he do? He angled, you know what I mean? Like he had the royalties, line or whatever it was, or the sign a better contract line or whatever.
Yeah, better pen, yeah.
And so unless we see a very different K-Shine that dives into those bags, like I don't see K-Shine beating Chilla Jones in these small room events, where he's one of the best writers for a reason. And he angles and he punches and he does all of it at the same time. He's not boring anymore. People can't say like, oh, you just Google a list and do this, that, a third anymore, or whatever, And I think it works into his advantage. So as long as Chilla doesn't wear another vest, I got him I got him. That's my guy. I got him winning the battle 2-1. So.
All right. Yeah, and I think if he does not win champion of the year, I think he's going to come to prove a serious point once he takes on Sean. But that's neither here nor there. All right. Main event on the card, Tay Rock versus Aver. It's a hard one to call, man. Like, Aver in these small rooms has definitely been dangerous. His battle versus Cal was dope. I had him. I mean, him versus Gotti was dope. I'm probably going to be biased. I'm going to go ride with the Midwest. I'm probably going to take Aver in the edge. Would not surprise me if Rock won this battle, though.
Stay, man. This battle's kind of like difficult to call. I mean, I granted, they went back and forth before, and I know Verb is going to go in there and tell Rock, hey, when I was on Summer Madness, you were outside battling Shotgun Sug. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna son him, but then he also can probably touch on the topics that Murder Mook kind of brought up. And this is going to be, I'm interested to see what Rock does after such a big profile battle like the Murder Mook joint, which 75% of the world believes that you lost that battle. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm curious to see how you counter pretty much all the angles that Verb probably has at his helm. But I don't really know if Verb does the angling. Like, he raps really well and he'll sprinkle it in there. But I'm curious to see. And then obviously Verb has been on IG Live every single day, just saying some outrageous things about women. And so Rock has all of that, that he can kind of like use. And so in that setting, man, honestly, I think I actually want to use my debatable card here, but I'm gonna lean towards Rock in that battle.
Yeah, I take Rock too. There's a point where I like to watch Aver rap. And so when he comes and performs, I like his rap ability and stuff like that. But I like it because I haven't seen that in a while. And now we're battling so often and stuff like that. It's like when I just saw you kind of just against Calico getting into certain bags and cadences, or against Geechee getting into bags and cadences. And now here we are, shortly after whatever, battling Rock. And it's like, man, I know what you're going to do. You know what I mean? And I'm not as excited to just watch Aver rap really well anymore because he's battling quite often. And I think that's just kind of that's just something I'm going to have to get used to, bro, because it's a different world we're living in now. Everybody's battling quite often now. And we're like, oh, it's 3 weeks notice. That's like normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's good for battle rap or bad for battle rap. I know it's good for some people's pockets. But I'm taking Rock 2-1. And I think it's based off of the loss from Murder Mook, and I think that Rock has a little bit more to prove. Aver, he's been successful in being, himself on his Instagram lives, but I just don't know. I don't know how much more Aver has to prove in battle rap, or even approaches battles with I have to prove anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yes. Dope. All right, cool. So that is. Shout out to Trent jumping in the chat. Rock won a battle in 2 years. I'm gonna stay. I feel like
as Rock has definitely won battles.
Yeah. I feel like maybe that Gotti battle. I know Gotti's first was really explosive, but I think Rock might have got 2 and 3. But be that as it may. All right, let's are we going into
Tay Rock's battled Glue Easy within the 2 years. So
a
W.
Okay,
right?
no but yeah, he that was last year, or either late 20.
No, that was a year ago.
Yeah,
it was. Yeah, because the same day Danny Myers and Mike P battle.
Bet. All right, so let's get into this NBA. Right, this is what we came for, right? All right, NBA, and this is why we gathered here today. Blockbuster trade goes down.
Blockbuster.
Let me see if I can find everything.
This is not a Hollywood video trade. This is not a red box trade.
This is Blockbuster. Bro.
This is Blockbuster. This
biggest
is not the
trade,
movie gallery.
Biggest trade. Well,
biggest trade since what?
I mean, I was thinking about but that wasn't a trade. That was just a signing.
No, but I mean, they did trade. They did trade Harden to
Kyrie, right?
Nah, I mean, like when KD went to Golden State, he was just signing as a free agent.
Yeah. But I mean, wasn't there a trade from Harden to the Rockets?
Yeah, but that was
that was a trade.
Was that the big?
Would Kyrie be going to Boston?
Maybe that's it.
Was he traded?
Yes, he was traded.
They
He
got a
didn't
lot
want
of
to play for
picks.
Cleveland anymore. He didn't want to play for Cleveland anymore. So
I thought he just signed somewhere else.
no, because remember, if you
What
remember,
about AD? AD, did he get traded?
Went to sign with Boston.
Yeah, AD, right?
AD
Oh
was
yeah,
a
okay.
trade.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, because they got everybody up out of the Lakers.
AD was a trade that we just kind of knew
Was going to happen.
happening,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
There was a lot of tampering.
That's a fact. That's a fact. But no, yep, James Harden. Breaking
All right,
news.
Here we go. So the Nets got James Harden. The Rockets got Oladipo, Dante Exum, Kurix. I don't know how to say his first name. 3 Brooklyn first-round picks, a first-round pick that Brooklyn got from Milwaukee, and then 4 first-round swaps.
Yeah.
With Brooklyn. So it's 8 picks in all.
8 first round picks.
8
but
first-round picks.
it's swaps, so they have to give up their. It's the swaps.
Right, it's a swap. So basically, whoever has the better, right, the earlier, the closest to number 1 as possible.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's what the pick swap is. Whoever has the better draft position, then they swap.
You can stay. You can obviously stay at your pick, or you can move up.
right. And so obviously, the Nets are supposed to be good, so they're going to have late round draft picks. You would think.
I don't know if they're going to be good in 2026.
True. That's true.
So the Pacers got Karis LeVert and a second rounder, and the Cavs got Jared Allen and Taurean Prince from the Nets. So
Taurean Prince left.
Say that again.
Who has Taurean Prince?
The Cavs.
Yo, when they send you to the Cavs, they are sending you to purgatory, bro.
I've watched them on League Pass. They have not been bad.
They haven't. But it's just
what's the young man who played for Bama who's their point guard?
Colin.
That boy has not met a shot that he does not like. I mean, every time I watched him, and the thing is, he's got the ball. He's coming down, it's pick and roll, and it's a jumper, or he's getting to the rim. He is not looking to pass. Yeah. But so I mean, what are your thoughts? What do you think? What do you think this deal does for the Nets?
Let me say this, man. I love it, bro. I love it. I love chaos in the NBA. I love big trades. Whether NFL is definitely more exciting, but the NBA's free agency and trades is none like it. So I love it, one, because bro, tomorrow's not promised. Forget about all those forget those kids that are in middle school right now that you're trading. You try to tell me that the 8th grader is more valuable than James Harden right now? No. So my thing is yo, this is your shot. Now, granted, don't get me wrong. The Nets, this is 2 times that they've done this, because I think that they unloaded the Brinks truck for Garnett and Paul Pierce when
Darren Williams was the point guard.
Yeah, they took them at 36 and 37 years old or whatnot. But now you have a 31-year-old James Harden. You have a 32-year-old
who's shaped like a 37 or 38.
Yeah, shaped like a 37, which doesn't matter though, right? He's shaped like that and still goes out there and gives
buckets,
you 25. Yeah. Kevin Durant, who's 32, 33, and then Kyrie Irving, who's what, 29, 28? And
29 going on 150.
Got you. So you have those guys.
He literally is Uncle Drew.
Yeah. So you got those guys though who are in their prime, right? Who are in their prime, and you're saying, you know what, man, we should be able to win the championship this year. And I'm with it, bro. Like, Brooklyn, go. That's why you brought KD there. And if you got an opportunity to get, now granted, don't get me wrong, LeVert, I love LeVert, right? The other kid, Jared Allen, right? What is he? 22 years old, you know what I'm saying? And he was good. But my thing is, you let them go and you say, look, let's bring in this guy that we know can score at will over here. Now, granted, the question that everyone is going to start throwing out is there enough basketball around? Yada, yada. But my thing is, can you guys show me a time when it hasn't worked with 3 all-stars though? My thing is, we had we had questions with Miami, right? It ended up working. They ended up figuring it out. Granted, they didn't do it their first year, but they made it to the finals and they ended up winning 2 chips. KD goes to Golden State. They thought the same thing. They were like, oh, how is Steph and Clay going to get his shots? Guess what? That was probably the greatest team we've ever seen, right? They ended up doing it. And so, granted, the question here, though, is Kyrie's attitude, James Harden attitude, and what is that going to look like? But they're professionals, bro, and I'm willing to go ahead. I still have them the favorites. I know Philadelphia looks good. I have them favorites to come out the East. Can they beat the Lakers? I don't know, but I love it. Your turn, guys.
Bruh, this has more toxicity than an episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, bro. Like this is not going to end well. This is not. We don't even know. Well, no, we know where Kyrie is. He's on Zoom calls, hanging out with people trying to get legislation done. And listen, I saw a tweet.
Which is fire.
Listen, and so in relation to that, I saw a tweet with somebody saying, we don't talk about all the good stuff Kyrie does. And it was all these news clips of him giving money to this organization, volunteering with this organization, speaking out on this, that, and the third. Bruh, do all of that. Ain't nobody trying to stop you from being a humanitarian. But bruh, basketball pay the bills.
You have a job, yeah.
No, so my boss, and I'm not my boss, one of my old vice presidents. I ran into him last week and he introduced me to the concept of FU money. And so I was like, FU money? He goes, yeah. He goes, FU money is when you have so much money that your job performance suffers because you're like, FU, I got money. I don't need this job. And I feel like that's what Kyrie's on right now. I got my shoes. I got the Uncle Drew line and I got this guaranteed contract, like 4 years, $140-something million from the Nets. F y'all. I'll show up when I want to show up. Now, granted, he's living the American dream because who doesn't want to just show up to their job whenever they feel like it and have a hall pass to be like, hey, I ain't coming in today. Well, all right. Well, when you think you coming in? I don't know. I'll see you when I see you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And yes, Jesse, that does go against being professional. But Harden is fat and out of shape. Like fat James Harden is a thing. Like next time I get to play basketball,
that's Fat Thor.
Myself fat James Harden.
Fat Thor, bro. But Thor was still able to hold the hammer, bro. That's all that matters.
That's funny. Harden shaped like Boris Diaw.
Man, he is, bro. I just don't know how this is going to go. And if they hit a rough patch, my thing with trading for Harden now is you just saw where in Houston he was given the keys to the kingdom. Not only did he wreck the kingdom, then he said, "Well, I'm out. Like I'm done." Like.
Can I just say this real quick? But A1, can you please tell me what's toxic about Harden? Because let me just say this though. Wait. Let me say this. Since Harden has been with Houston, he is the only player, right? I don't know when that trade. What was it? 2012? What was it?
2013, I believe.
Okay, since 2013. He is the only NBA player in the league to make it to the playoffs every year. Now, granted, everyone's rebuttal will be like, all right, and then what? What did he do? But he's had opportunities. He's the only team to really give that Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry team trouble. He took them 7 games and 6 games. Now, James Harden, the toxic stuff that I see is like, he was just like, I've done all I can in Houston. They didn't make the moves. Maybe he didn't agree with the office movements that they were making or whatnot. He's like, I just want out of here and I just want a new spot. I think him going to Brooklyn is going to like motivate him a little bit. Cause now Kyrie does have questions off the court, right? Like, it's like, bro, what's your problem? Why are you at the club right now? But James Harden, I think it's like, hey, you know what? I just want to play somewhere new.
Wait, hold on, James.
Wait, he has that same problem. I'm like, wait. He has the same.
No, that's the Spider-Man meme. That's the Spider-Man meme.
No. But wait, he has that problem.
Did I see you at the club last night?
No. But James Harden has that problem this year for not wanting to be on Houston, though. Like he's already said,
James Harden, his jersey's up in a few strip clubs from before this year.
Oh my God.
His jersey is retired.
Listen.
He was leaving the strip club and giving you 45 and 8.
Hold on one second. I got a comment from 83. 83, if you're on my personal page, I don't have a share button on my personal page. Go to the podcast page to share, sir. Now, with that being said, Harden, he got who he wanted. He wanted CP3. He got CP3. He wanted Dwight Howard. He got Dwight Howard. He didn't want CP3 anymore. They got rid of him. He didn't want Dwight Howard anymore. They got rid of him. If you read the story on ESPN, homie is out here on road trips. If they have an extra day to kick it and they're in LA, Miami, some hot New York, James is like, hey, we staying here an extra day instead of going back to town and getting prepared for the next team. Like he was given everything. He was given literally the keys to the kingdom. He wrecked the kingdom and said, I'm out of here.
That's like every superstar though.
Not to that.
Kawhi and Paul George. We literally just found out that they were able to do whatever they wanted to.
Yeah, but he wasn't on Harden time, bro. Listen, Russell Westbrook showed up and said, "Man, I can't live like this."
There was
Like,
a clip of Kawhi's 15-inch hands wrapped around a woman's butt at the strip club with New Balance material wearing on, bro. Who rocks New Balance at the strip club, bro? Kawhi Leonard does, bro. Like, there's literally a video of that. Like, you can't make that up.
Nude
Hey,
balance.
what do you think? What do you think about this?
I'm with Loso on chaos is good for basketball. It keeps me interested. I do agree with that. But I'm also a big fan of parity too. You know, I obviously hate college football right now because it's, you know, the parity in which college football operates is just kind of a tragedy. And there's a reason why I've been critical of the NBA in the past years is because, like, look, I know who's going to the playoffs. I know, you know, with the exception of maybe a couple teams might slide in at 8 or 7, but they're not winning. They're not advancing. You know, I think last year was different. Last year was fun. I would have liked to have seen the Suns get in after the what they put together in the bubble. But I do like the chaos of it. I like to be able to talk about it. I'm going to be watching the Nets games way more now. You know, I watched the Lakers play quite a bit. I've started watching the Suns play now that they got Chris Paul. I like it. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think we all know it's going to be, you know, the Lakers, possibly the Clippers, and maybe the Trailblazers.
You're done. No, you could have stopped. You could have stopped that. Lakers.
I was going to say you got those three, and then you got basically the Celtics, the Sixers, and the Nets. Yeah. And you might throw the Heat in there, but I don't think the Heat are gonna repeat and go as far as they did. But you pretty much have, you know, maybe 6 teams tops, you know, that have the ability to win an NBA Finals or whatever. And so I don't like that. It doesn't really give any to suspense, but yeah, man. I mean, when have you ever said, man, I'm glad, or when have you ever said, I'm upset that I got to watch Curry, Thompson, and Durant play together? You know, like I'll never say like, dang, this really sucks that I'm watching Kyrie, Harden, and Durant all on the same team.
Listen, man, so right now the Nets, if the playoffs were to start today, they'd be a 7 seed. Yeah. They just gave away one of their best one-on-one scores, and to me,
the rim protector, right? And the rim protector, right?
The guy who I feel should be starting. I don't think DeAndre Jordan should be starting. To me, DeAndre should be coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Right. So they lost some depth.
LeVert was the best one-on-one. Is that?
I mean, I like Dinwiddie, but I think LeVert could get a bucket just a little bit better than Dinwiddie.
Okay. Yeah.
So I mean, I think chemistry was something that they were struggling with. It's not helping that the fact that Kyrie is on a Eat, Pray, Love tour right now. I don't know what's going on with him. You know,
what's yours, Loso? Hustle, pray, eat.
Hustle, pray, eat.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know the fact that he's missing games. He's going to be out for COVID reasons before he can come back since he went to the birthday party. And I don't know, in a shortened season, in a season that is going to have starts and stops. Right now, you got postponements all over the league because of COVID issues. I just don't know how you're going to develop enough chemistry in enough time to make it through the Celtics, the 76ers, who are playing better, the Bucks. Hey, look, and the Pacers are not a title contender. Like, let me be clear. But the Pacers are going to make you earn a 6 or 7 game second round Eastern Conference.
But they just lost Oladipo.
But they got LeVert.
You think he's better than Oladipo?
I think it's
right
an even trade at best. At best, it's an even trade.
Okay.
So I mean, I don't know. I just like I said, I'm going to be tuned in because I think it's going to be toxic. Steven Silas, the head coach of Houston, said, you know, James did not come in today. He thought it would be in the best interest of everyone if James did not show up, which let me know, had he shown up, John Wall was going to try to give him them hands. Somebody was going to try to give him hands.
Cousins.
One of them.
They both played for Kentucky. They might just jump him. I mean.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, I wish, man, I don't know. As someone who was a defender of Harden, I lost a lot of respect for how he went about this. Like, I just feel like, you know, like I said, they gave you the world. And to Jesse's point, talking about professionalism, they gave you the world and it didn't go right. And I understand like wanting to win a championship, but just to basically show up looking like a black Michelin man and not ready to do your job, showing up late, he got into it with one of the Jay Sean Tate, getting into it with teammates. Granted, that happens, but when you don't want to be there, I'm pretty sure he was being irritating. Was he being Chauncey Gardner Johnson irritating? I don't know, but he was being an irritant. I'm sure. So yeah, man, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
You know what I've been noticing lately, and I don't know if this is necessarily facts or what, but there's just a lot of times where the worse you are to a company, the better opportunity you'll end up with. Like you get in these positions and like it's like you kiss butt or you go in there, you're on time or whatever. They get used to you being a professional and stuff. And they're like, you know what? He'll deal with it or whatever because he's, his pride is not in a certain area or whatever. You know what I mean?
No, that's facts with like women.
Or with disaster. But you're right though with women too, And so it's like, so I don't know if it's like James Harden is just like, look, I have to blow this up completely to get what I want because, if I just go in there and be me and get buckets all the time or whatever, I'm going to be, freaking stuck at this, the same team or whatever with nothing, and look back and say, do I regret it?
When he came back, right, when he finally showed up, he scores like 44, 42, last 4 games. And you can kind of tell like he's on his way out. He's averaging 17 his last 4 games. That's not Harden. You know what I'm saying?
No. Yeah.
But yeah, so.
Yeah, I don't know. Y'all let us know what y'all think, man. What y'all think about this situation? How would you have responded if you were James Harden? Will the Nets make it to the finals? And to me, that's the tough one. I can't answer that question. Will they make it to the finals? Hit us up. Go to Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, search at Brands and Bars. Let us know what you think. So you think they're going to the finals?
I do. If everybody stays healthy. Yeah.
All right. Ward, what do you think? They go to the finals?
I don't got them going to the finals. No, I think the Sixers or the Celtics will end up in the finals.
Man, I think it's hard as heck to do that. And I think what the Warriors did that first year when Durant got there is an anomaly. Yeah. Normally it takes a year of adjustment to make it so.
But they were the returning champs.
No, they weren't. That was Cleveland. The year that they got Durant was the year that they lost. That's a 7-3-9 team that lost to Cleveland in the final. The team that should have lost to Oklahoma City.
Oh, well, okay. They won the championship the year before, and they were in the finals that next year. So I'm not so like you added one of the best players in the world, and it's going to take a while to get back to – they were going to be in the playoffs in a very high seed regardless. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So a little bit different than when LeBron – went to the Heat with the Wade and them like that. I don't think they were,
they were like a conference semifinalist. Like they might have lost first round. So yeah, they weren't
something like that. So yeah, but yeah, I get what you're saying though. But yeah, we'll see. I'm looking forward to it this week. I'm about to tune in. Hopefully Kyrie gets back the next week or whatever, and it can be exciting.
All right, yo. All right, so let's jump into this NFL, man. Divisional round went down, divisional round this weekend, wild card last weekend. Bills hang on to beat the Colts. New Orleans, I mean, they won. It wasn't a great win or convincing win, but they beat the Bears. Washington surprised me, played better than I thought they would with Taylor Heineke, but they lose to Tampa Bay. And, oh, gosh, Browns blow out the Steelers. And who am I missing? I'm missing one more.
Rams and the Seahawks.
Rams and Seahawks. Oh, that bum Russell Wilson, right? Doing what that bum does. Stinking up the joint. And the Rams defeated them. So this weekend, AFC, we'll start because 2 of us live in Kansas City. We'll start with the Chiefs. Chiefs at home taking on the Browns. Man, listen.
Are y'all worried at all?
A1 isn't. I am. No, A1 is worried. I'm not worried.
Am I worried? I don't think I'm worried. I think that because I think I said the Chiefs will win by, at best, they'll win by 7. I do not see a blowout. I think the spread last time I saw it was like 10 or 30.
I saw it. I saw it at 10.
Yo, when's the last game that Kansas City has covered the spread?
It's been a while.
I think the Jets. They haven't covered the spread in like 2 months.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about, and it's good that we're making this segue from NBA to NFL because I do think that the Chiefs have treated this season kind of like NBA players. Right, NBA season is a long grind. You don't want to go all out from 1 to 82. There are games where you play, but you kind of take that game off. You may not go as hard. Maybe a back-to-back. Maybe you kind of chill a little bit. And I feel like the Chiefs were kind of like, granted, they went 14-2, right? Yeah. So this is how talented they are. But I feel like they're like, okay, how many points we need to beat the Panthers? We need 33 and defense. I just need y'all to y'all can let them get a little bit down the field, but stop them so that when they have to kick a 67-yard game-winning field goal to win, right? Like, I feel like the best analogy I've given for the Chiefs is they're like that friend that is, I like to call unreliably reliable. So if you like, yo, I need you to come through, I need like $100 in like the next hour.
Yeah.
Like, bet, I got you. 30 minutes passes, you have not heard from him. And you're like, yo, like, you got me, right? Like, you coming through. Yeah, I got you. 10 minutes to go before the deadline. Bro, what's happening? I got you. And then 5 minutes later, boom, money shows up in Cash App. They show up in person. And it's like, bro, if you had me, why did you have me dying for the last 50 minutes worrying about if you're going to come through or not? That's how I feel like the Chiefs have played this year, right? It's just like they just feel like they can step on the gas. And to me, that is a concern. The Browns, they have a good running game. They have the best offensive line in football. Either them or the Packers have the best offensive line in football. And they got two horses.
No, the Vikings have a crazy good offensive.
God, don't do that. All
right.
We were fifth. There's a little nice stat for you. we were fifth in allowing the most pressure on like dropbacks or something like that. So we were
yeah.
Hopefully we take this guy from Virginia. We'll talk about this some other time.
Here's a stat. Based from Pro Football Focus, the Browns have
based from where?
Pro Football Focus.
Oh, okay.
PFF. Here's a stat. You brought it up. I wasn't gonna bring it up. You brought it up. Based off of Pro Football Focus, they have 3 of their linemen. I think their guards and their right tackle, I think, are rated number 1 on Pro Football Focus. And the Chiefs, who struggle to stop the run. Again, my level of concern is not high. I do worry for Chiefs fans because I think there's a little bit of arrogance. I think there's a little bit of wine and cheese with this team. There's talk of a lot of Browns fans being at the game. I think there's a lot of, at least amongst my friends, right? There's a lot of reminiscing about last year. The anniversary of the comeback over the Texans has been floating over my timeline. You're like, great memories, great. What we did last year, we're going to, we got Mahomes. And I just think, I hope for their sake that they make it to at least a Super Bowl, because I think there will be a lot of apoplectic Chiefs fans if they lose in
What's
this.
That word mean?
Apoplectic, that means that they're going to be heartbroken. They're going to be distraught. They're going to be upset.
I got to use that.
Really.
That's a fact. That's a good multi.
The apple. Look, I'm going to say this because I know A-Ward has a lot of
go ahead.
content on this, though. But, I mean, I'm not going to bet against Patrick Mahomes. I'm not going to bet against Andy Reid. I'm just not going to bet against that team. Even though obviously there may seem like there's some holes or whatnot. Granted, though, if the Browns want to win this game, right? Yo, you have Nick Chubb, you have Kareem Hunt. Keep Mahomes on the sideline. Keep Mahomes on the sideline as long as you can, and you can do that. You have the talent to keep Mahomes on the sideline. I think that's. Oakland just kind of scored a lot of points, and Kansas City did it. And then what was the second game that Kansas City lost?
Last game of the season where they sat out the starters.
Oh, okay. So they lost one game. But anyway, yo, if you're the Browns, run the ball, keep Mahomes on the sideline, and see if you can win a game like that. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to win a shootout with these guys. But Denzel Ward for Cleveland, I mean, I don't know if he's chasing around Tyreek Hill, but he has been a really, really good corner for the Browns. So we'll see what that looks like. But obviously, I'm confident that the Chiefs will somehow win the game.
All right, so check this out, man. I just see this game playing out a lot like Monday night's game. I just think the Chiefs are going to come out. They're going to score a lot of points in the first half, and the Browns are just going to be out of it, and then the second half is just going to kind of be, we're just watching to see what players break records and get crazy numbers. Like, I do believe the Browns could control time of possession and run the ball, but I don't see the Browns like the team of like the Tennessee Titans where they get a lead and they wear you down. You know what I mean? I don't see the Browns. I don't even see the confidence in an offensive coordinator to call plays for the Browns like that to try to wear them. I could see them getting up, like up and still passing the ball or whatever. You know what I mean? They're just not that kind of team, in my opinion. Andy Reid's success after bye weeks, right? So, after bye weeks, Andy Reid is incredible. Well, we're two weeks, or I guess not 2 weeks, but yeah, right. Like, well, okay. So you're getting, it's basically a bye week, after, you set your starters or whatever. And Like, I just think that first quarter, the plays that he draws up, getting out to a fast lead, and taking Nick Chubb out of the game before they can possibly even establish a running game, you know what I mean, is going to be what's key to this. I'll say this much. I don't think the Browns is a team you could turn the ball over against and come back. And, I don't think Patrick Mahomes can win this game on a 2-touchdown, 3-interception, type game, or a type game that he had against, the Niners in the Super Bowl, or Miami, in that game. I don't think Patrick Mahomes can win this game like that. From what I've watched last week, is the Browns take full advantage of, turnovers and how they do. So, I'm just not worried about it. I got the Chiefs by 2 scores. I won't say 14 points, but I got them by, at least, probably more than a touchdown. And I think that I think they're going to come out. I think it's going to be 28-10, something like that. Going into halftime, maybe something to that extent, 24-10, something like that. And I think that they're going to cruise to, maybe the Browns might make it close to a 10-point game, or maybe even like an 8-point if we can get this. But I think the Chiefs are gonna put it to bed late.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, because of how the Chiefs, and maybe, like I said, maybe the Chiefs have been waiting for the playoffs to really kind of show that, flex their full power. I just don't. They haven't blown a team out, like I said, since the Jets, and I just don't see them beating a team by double digits right now. But
I'm with you though. I feel like I remember when I was in high school, my coach knew who we could beat and who we couldn't beat, and he would just he would go to zone to give us rest or whatever, or he would run 1 foot in the paint, where the zone everybody had to have a foot in the paint, because they're not going to outshoot us or whatever. Just work on getting rebounds, get down here, let's get out with the win, let's not get injured, So I think the Chiefs have been doing that, but I am excited to see. I mean, we've seen how I guess we'll just, for lack of a better word, fancy they have been with some of their play callings and some of the things that they've been doing in the regular season. If I'm sure that they have a few things like that tucked up their sleeve, for the playoffs as well. So, and then, are you a believer in Baker? Let me ask you that. Do you believe Baker is here to be, solidified as a top 12, 10, QB in the NFL or whatever?
I'll say this. When they needed it against the Steelers, they were able to get it, right? They were able to drive down the field. When they get it down to the 12-point game, I think they did it twice. Baker was able to lead the team down right after that and get a score. Now, it's easier to play from ahead than it is from behind. So I want to see Baker in a situation, maybe in this game, who knows, but in a position where it's the fourth quarter, you're down 7, you're down 10. What do you do in those moments?
Yeah.
So that, like I said, that type of thing is earned. I'm not going to anoint you or give you anything after one game.
If we hadn't seen how bad they beat the Steelers, we wouldn't really be having this conversation about any kind of worried, type mentality, I don't think. And I think them beating the Steelers was more the Steelers than it was them. Now, they took advantage of it, but my goodness, Ben Roethlisberger is a shell of himself. The last 6 weeks, terrible. You know what I mean? I'm talking
but
3,
some of
4.
Some of it's because, what we said, Kansas City's not beating teams like we think that they should be beating teams like.
Yeah,
right.
This
is what Emmanuel Acho said about Baker Mayfield today. I don't know if y'all saw it. He said Lamar Jackson is more electric, Josh Allen is more intimidating, but Baker Mayfield is galvanizing his team just as impressively. It's time for the world to give Baker Mayfield his respect.
I give him his props on winning his first playoff game. Again, that type of respect to me is not earned over one game. You've got to earn it over the course of a playoff.
Did he win some big games to keep them in the playoff hunt this year? Would you say?
They backed into the playoffs.
Right? Look, they were what? They barely beat a team in the Steelers that rested their starters.
Yeah.
So they won their way in. I give them their credit. I think Baker played better down the stretch. So I have to give him his props for that part, right? When they needed it in the regular season, he delivered for the most part. Now we get the chance. It's defending champs on the road, and a game that a lot of people don't think you can win outside of Cleveland.
Yeah.
So they're back in the underdog road.
Baker Mayfield threw for 3,600 passing yards this year. That's a little over 200 a game. Kirk Cousins, over 4,200 yards this year. I'm just saying we can move on.
Hey, Steeler fans.
It's the difference in 50 yards a game.
Steeler fans.
In a run first run. Go ahead.
Steeler fans, look at me.
Talk to me one.
Y'all were in the mentions. He's an MVP candidate. Whoever the Chiefs played. We tried to tell you. We tried to listen to me now. Believe me later on. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news.
They were 11-0.
And they were trash. They were not that good of a team. And I was saying that when they were 8-0, and I kept that same energy.
There was a point in time where the Chiefs were 9-0 about what? 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago, and they were not good.
I don't know if I said that in the group or if I said it on Twitter, but I at some point I said the Steelers are the worst undefeated team since that Chiefs team.
The chat.
I tried to tell you. I tried to warn you. All right, next AFC matchup, Baltimore versus Buffalo. Buffalo should have lost that game. And I have a theory about you know what? I want to save it because we don't have time. I got a theory on Madden game coordinators, and I'm going to unveil the next time we have a podcast. But Frank Reich could have used a Madden game coordinator to help him out during that game. They should have won the game. Phillip Rivers is old. Phillip Rivers does what Phillip Rivers does, which is let you down in playoff games. They lost. I got Baltimore winning this game because I think Baltimore is the better team. I think Baltimore is a better team. The plays that Phillip Rivers could not make, Lamar Jackson will make, and they will be playing in the AFC Championship game at Arrowhead Stadium. That's my pick. Who y'all got?
And Lamar Jackson is rough, bro. It's like, I mean, he's only won an MVP. He's only, he keeps his team, despite the lack of talent on offense that he has. I mean, he's throwing a Hollywood Brown and a tight end. And so no running backs, right? He outrushes Derrick Henry this past weekend, and he throws for more passing yards than Tannehill. And so against the Bills, I don't know, man. I'm kind of Josh Allen believer. I like Josh Allen a lot. He's exciting. Stephon Diggs is top 5 wide receiver in my opinion. And I didn't think that when he was in Minnesota. I thought he was really, really good. But this year he just showed like, yo, I'm that guy. I am that guy. And you put me across any corner and I'm going to go ahead and get 100 yards and a touchdown. And so we'll see. I mean, if I have to pick, I mean, man, I think this game is going to be really, really good. I think this game's going to be really good. I'm going to lean towards Buffalo to win this game, man.
Right, yeah, I got Buffalo winning it. I also think this is going to be I won't say like a blowout or anything like that, but neither one of them have a great running game. Believe it or not, both quarterbacks can run very well. Even though Josh Allen is not electric, he does have, I think, 25 rushing touchdowns since the beginning of last year, which is incredible from a quarterback standpoint. I think the factor is going to be the wide receiving core. I think what you're going to see is Stephon Diggs, and then do not sleep on this guy who has been incredible all year. Cole Beasley has been a monster this year with some of the numbers he's put up. So I think what you're going to see is the receiving core is going to pick up their quarterback in Buffalo, and I got Buffalo winning it by a touchdown. And I do know that over the last 6 weeks, I think Lamar Jackson has the highest QBR, has rushed more yards than anybody, and has been very good. I do also know that I think he's played the Steelers. I don't know what kind of like legitimate strength of schedule he's had over that last 6 weeks, but I don't know. I'm still kind of like on the fence about Lamar Jackson's ability to throw the ball and win you games with his arms. So
X factor, I did do this in the Chiefs game, but the X factor in the Chiefs game, Myles Garrett versus Mike Remmers. Mike Remmers can be kind of yikes at left tackle, and Myles Garrett's one of the best pass rushers in the game. This game, like you already mentioned, Stephon Diggs versus Marlon Humphrey and Marcus Peters. They got two good corners on either side of the field. So wherever they go, he's going to be matched up against somebody who is a good cover man. And the other X factor in this game, man,
I can fully see like a game-winning drive where Stephon Diggs catches the ball, gets tackled by Marcus Peters, and then Marcus Peters grabs his shoe and throws it 30 yards down the field, and then then they get in position to win with a field goal. So I could see that happening.
I would be so like confused on like what's going on there. Is it
Loso would
Minneapolis
be
Miracle, bro, or is it like
Loso? Would that trigger you?
yes, in both directions though.
But yo, the other X factor, Josh Allen, man, like he's gotten a lot better, right? Like last year in the playoff game, he threw a Hail Mary to a fullback. He threw a 50 ball with a fullback downfield. And then the game against and then last week he had the fumble. And if the Colts recover that fumble, they get the ball in plus territory with like 5 minutes, and maybe Phillip Rivers would have made it 15 yards in 5 minutes, like he only made 15 yards in 2. But whatever. Josh Allen making kind of these back-breaking plays. He escaped last week with it. He's prone to it. And I think even the touchdown he threw to the tight end, where like he's like almost on the ground. He's almost vertical or horizontal, I should say. There's a horizontal. Yeah, almost horizontal to the ground. He throws a touchdown pass to the tight end. Like he takes some risks that still he should not be taking. So NFC, let's jump into NFC. Let's go Packers versus
Rams.
So I almost have a bet with Reese in 83. They think that Devontae Adams is unstoppable. Reese said that he expects Devontae Adams to put up 7 catches, 115 yards, 2 touchdowns, with Jalen Ramsey probably shadowing him for the majority. I said, bro, are you crazy?
It's not going to happen. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to throw him the ball that much for it to happen.
He will.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't want to say he forces it, but he does.
He forces Devontae, bro.
So I just Jalen Ramsey. I mean, we all saw the stats, right? Of the him versus DK Metcalf. He shut him out. DK had a game with no catches with Jalen Ramsey on him versus DeAndre Hopkins versus Diggs. Versus Allen Robinson. Like he is taking number 1 wide receivers and making them disappear.
But with the exception of Russell Wilson, who's throwing those guys the ball?
Kyler's not. I mean, Kyler's not a bad QB.
He's not Aaron Rodgers. Mitchell Trubisky and Foles are not Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
Josh
now
Allen,
Stephon
Diggs,
Terry McLaurin. Yeah, okay. Stephon Diggs.
Yeah,
listen, Josh Allen improved. Like I may not be the biggest Josh Allen fan in the world, but he improved greatly. And I mean, he held Stephon Diggs, who has gotten open on everybody, 1 catch for 4 yards and a touchdown.
And that's the only thing though, A-Ward, is like I understand like who's throwing to him, but all those guys eat. They all eat. And so it's just like when Ramsey's there, it's just a different. I mean, I
got Adams with like 6 catches, 80 yards, and a touchdown.
Which isn't shutting down. If Adams does that, that's not shutting down.
That's a good game.
Shutting down, you have to keep him like what, under 50 yards?
Yeah, basically.
I think Adams is going to get about 50 to 60. I don't see him having no 100. Not with now. I told them, I said, don't come back to me if he goes for like 100 yards and like 80 of them was on like zone coverage or against somebody else. Don't come to me talking about, look what he did. I want to know what he does man-to-man coverage on a route from the start of the play to the whistle. That being said, I'm going with the Packers. Packers are at home. Like you said, it's Aaron Rodgers, who's likely the MVP. And I don't know if Jared Goff and his injured thumb is going, although Jared Goff plays better away from home than he does at home, which is kind of weird. But I got the Packers. Who y'all got?
Yeah, I got the Packers clear. I got them by 10 or more. I mean, they literally just benched Jared Goff. I don't know if it was an injury but I mean, he came in, he was like 9 for 19. I don't think he had like a great game last week.
Yeah, he was coming back from the thumb surgery.
Yeah. The Packers are too good. The Packers are too good right now. I got the Packers winning. I would say 28-17.
Who you got, Losa?
Real quick, how would you guys, in a sentence, I guess, how did the Rams beat the Seahawks?
Russell Wilson, mediocre.
I didn't watch it.
Russell Wilson,
mediocre.
So Russell Wilson, like if he was even anything what he was in the first half of the season, they would have won.
They would have blew him out. Like this is the thing. So this is another argument I've had. Like I've had people try to tell me that Russell Wilson.
Now hold on, Russell Wilson was mediocre, or Jalen Ramsey was great.
Jalen Ramsey was great, but Russell Wilson was mediocre too.
Okay.
Right? Because he still has Tyler Lockett.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'll say this. I think the thing. So I had this argument with people who say that Russell Wilson is elite and he belongs in the same category and tier as Rodgers and Mahomes. And my thing is that with Wilson, it's not consistent. He's not consistent enough. Like he will have a stretch of 5 or 6 games to start the season like he had, but then it's almost like clockwork. He'll tail off and he won't play as well. So
which is weird because in the beginning of the season, he throws for 14 touchdowns, right? In like the first
5 or 6 games.
And the conversation is like, yo, how has Russell Wilson never received an MVP vote ever? Right.
And then he showed you.
He showed you exactly how he does it. Because now it's going to be another year that he doesn't receive one MVP vote. But
somebody's probably going to give him a pity vote.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I don't know how. Derrick Henry,
Patrick
Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, like so. But yeah,
I got Kamara.
Derrick Henry will probably get a first place vote.
Yeah. So I got the Packers as well, man.
All right, last game on the docket. Divisional matchup in the divisional round, Bucks versus Saints. I'm gonna go with. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row.
Look. You're trying to tell me Tom Brady's gonna lose to a team 3 times in one season?
Yes, they are going to lose to a team 3 times in one season.
Let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something.
Because I watched them play against the Redskins, and the Saints defense is just as good, if not better, in my opinion, than the Redskins defense.
So I'm gonna say this, man. Are the Saints really that? Are they? I mean, Kirk Cousins put up 33, really bro.
But look, their defense is really good, and they have 3 playmakers on the offense. They don't have Heineke, over here. If Heineke's a little bit better, the Bucs might lose that game.
This is true.
Hey, so look, I'm gonna say this, man. I am rooting. I understand that the last time the Bucs played the Saints, it was a massacre.
It's not gonna be ugly. It's not gonna be an ugly game.
Dale Mabry, which is where Raymond James Stadium is at. I understand that, bro. But I just don't. You bring Tampa Bay here. The Raymond James Stadium is getting hooked up as we speak, bro. The turf is being put down. I don't know what they're putting on there, but it's getting hooked up for the Super Bowl. The energy in Tampa is at its peak right now, bro. And so I just don't think that Tom is going to lose to the Saints 3 times. This is Drew Brees versus Tom Brady. Tom Brady is going to put another passport stamp, bro, on, and he's going to show the world that he is who he is. They have better weapons on the offensive side as far as wide receiver core, right? And then Ronald Jones, I don't know if he's playing or whatnot.
Is he in the doghouse again? Because I feel like he just lives in Bruce Arians' doghouse.
Right, I don't know, but so you got that situation. And granted, don't get me wrong, man, the Saints, they just look good. But hey, that's what
they play the game.
How great did they look versus Chicago?
I feel like that was one of those games though, where it's just like, yeah, we know we got this. Like I think if Chicago posed a greater threat, I think they would have played better.
I think, man, look, I'm gonna go on record, bro. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything unless I'm putting up money. But I think Tom Brady is going to pull out the victory this weekend.
I mean, I don't think that's far-fetched at all. I don't think you're predicting something that is like.
But it's just because you got to think about it. I mean, they've already beat them twice, and the last time they played them, they killed.
What's the spread? The spread probably is not that much.
I think it's 3.
Yeah, and its home field advantage is 2.5, right? So, the experts are calling this a field goal game. So I don't think
I just think
the spread is 3.
Hold on, I'm looking it up right now. Bovada has this as a 3-point game.
Why do you think that's the case?
Yep, 3-point on ESPN.
That has to be on the Saints.
Tom Brady, and that's why it's the case. You're not about to give. That would be disrespectful. Saints would be pissed off if it was 6.5. They're like, really? You got to give Tom Brady some bulletin board material in the playoffs?
Yeah. I think the Bucs played well down the stretch after they got blown out by Tampa Bay. They played well down the stretch. And I think part of the reason of it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row because you basically know each other's plays. It's just about who can execute it better at this point. You're not really throwing anything new out there. But I don't think that, one, Ronald Jones is their best running back. He did not practice today. He's still sidelined. The Saints have the best run defense, one of the best run defenses in the league. And as much as I am not a huge fan of Drew Brees late in the season, he missed 3 or 4 games. He's fresh, and he's playing in the dome at least for another week. I just don't know if Tampa.
How did that work out for him last year when Kirk Cousins came to town? Huh? How did that work out?
Loso, we're in 2021 now.
Alvin Kamara is supplanting. I don't know what the word is. He's becoming a superstar before our eyes over the last 4 weeks, I think. With the 6 touchdown game. I mean, we always knew he was good. Pro Bowl. We always knew he was good. We knew he's a Pro Bowl back. I read an article today about his relationship with Sean Payton and how he's literally one of the smartest running backs he's ever seen. He compares him to Marshall Faulk as far as intellect, too, in regards to just improvising, pass protection, like the whole team. And I think what you're seeing is, I think that you will see Alvin Kamara really make his footprint on this game this weekend, especially with Drew Brees still being Drew Brees, kind of, throwing short passes and injured and stuff like that. I think you'll see a heavy dosage of him. So,
hey, this week, mark my words, this is an Antonio Brown game. This will be an Antonio Brown game. The Saints will put their worst corner on Antonio Brown. And I think every week you've been seeing like, yo, Tom Brady is finding them. He's getting a little more comfortable. This game is going to be Antonio Brown game. I think the offense has been playing lights out. Anyway, I mean, granted, they lit up Detroit. They lit up Detroit. I mean, well, Washington, but I mean, they still ended up, putting up touchdowns, and Brady still did good. What did he do? Over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, yada, yada, yada. But I just think this week, bro, and I don't trust Drew Brees, bro. I don't trust Drew Brees. And is he even 100%?
I mean,
can you be?
Ribs, are you ever really 100% with Ribs?
So look, man.
Are you ever really 100% at 42?
Hey, playoff Brady's going to show you what 100% looks like, bro.
Yeah, and playoff defense is going to show him what Father Time looks like.
Hey, but look, at the end of the day, bro, I love this, man. I hope this goes well because how dope would it be for Brady to go to Tampa and then be the first team ever to play in the Super Bowl? So let's see it. Obviously, he has to win again, but.
Yeah, so with that being said, X factor for Packers and Rams is going to be the running game for the Rams. If they can run the ball, they can protect Jared Goff. X factor in this Saints Bucks game is going to be like you said, that wide receiver core for the Bucks versus the secondary of the Saints, and who will Chauncey Gardner-Johnson piss off in this game and get a punch at?
Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown. He's a walking fire, like walking time bomb.
So with that being said, Super Bowl picks. I got Chiefs and Saints. Who y'all got?
Chiefs and Bucks.
Yeah, I got Chiefs Packers.
Okay. All right. So we'll see. We'll see.
And if Tom Brady somehow beats Breeze and then beats Aaron Rodgers and goes to the Super Bowl, I don't care what he does in the Super Bowl. At that age, like, to do that is, yeah.
Bro, he threw 45 touchdowns at the age of 42. Come on, bro.
He's the GOAT. Like, I have no qualms about that. He's the GOAT. All right. So that's our time, man. We appreciate for the folks who kicked it with us on YouTube. Thank you very much. Please remember, you can check out every episode of It's a Black and White Thing by going to the podcast app of your choice. YouTube, search Brains and Bars. Social media, search at Brains and Bars. Let us know who y'all got for the Super Bowl. Let us know what y'all think about the Nets. We'll get into college football. We'll get into some other topics next time we link up. Until next time, it's been a black
and white
thing.
Latino
thing. We holler at y'all, man. Y'all be easy.
Mm-hmm.